Football season. Almost halfway through it.
Sad.
I think you're 2 weeks
Really sad.
So
I'm not prepared.
Not prepared.
Not prepared for the end.
Here we go. So we're gonna talk about the bad primetime games. Look at those.
Too many.
Yeah.
Too many.
Every single one of them has either been a blowout or uninteresting. Including this one.
Yeah.
Even though the score was within 6, it was 8, it was a one-score game, it was bad to watch. It was just uninteresting.
Oh, very uninteresting.
The Broncos went to the Chargers. The Chargers won 21-13. The Broncos' offensive line is not looking good at all.
Simeon was 30 of 50.
It was.
30 yards to the touchdown.
They're up 19-3. Understand that? 19-3.
They couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't fucking win the game.
No, they
They
couldn't.
blew it.
Well, 21-13. I mean, the Chargers actually did something they haven't done.
They didn't blow the game.
No.
Then they did. Yeah, that's right. They were up. That's the Broncos.
No, not the Broncos. The Broncos is
The Chargers
terrible on offense.
The Chargers won that game.
Yep. Not McCoy's safe end of the week.
It was a bad primetime game.
Another one. What's next? Jacksonville went to Minnesota.
Chicago.
They won 17-16. They're down 16-0, right? At one point, and they came all the way back off a touchdown where someone forgot to get him down.
Yep.
0 for 2 so far. 0 for 2.
The big boy, Chris Ivory, finally got a freaking touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And but damn time.
Yeah, no, and they just haven't looked good, the Jaguars, even though they won 2 in a row.
Yeah. How the hell does Allen Hurns have 5 receptions for 74 yards off 11 targets? How? How does that happen? When he was invisible for 90% of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good win for Jacksonville.
Yeah, but still, they didn't look good in the win at all.
No, they didn't, especially in the first half of that game. The Bears, on the other hand, it's even worse.
Yeah.
They look like a 1-5 team.
They are 1-5.
Well, Brian Hoyer wasn't too bad.
I'm expecting him to fall to the earth soon.
302 yards. He didn't throw a touchdown or an interception.
Yeah,
He hasn't thrown a pick yet.
Nope.
He has 6 touchdowns on the season.
He will. And
Howard
rumor is that
again.
he's going to be starting quarterback in that first season over Jay Cutler. Hear about that? That he's going to be starting over Jay Cutler.
I heard he's going to be starting over Jay Cutler. I just don't know how long it would be, though.
Yep. Let's see here. Cleveland went to Tennessee 28-26. And
Bad game.
bad game for both fronts. And number one consensus to give 26 points to the Browns.
I know, yeah.
Number two, the Browns gave 28 points to the Titans.
Some bad news on the injury front for Cleveland. Their only option is hurt.
Terrell
Pryor with a hamstring.
The one and only.
Hamstring injury.
That's
He's
unfortunate.
not out, but he's hurt.
That's unfortunate for them because he's their best player.
9 receptions for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had a run rush for 3 yards and 1 pass for 1 yard.
Yep.
Neil Cody Kessler hit 2 touchdowns and 336 yards, but he was 26 of 41. There, Crowell's really hit the wall.
Yep. Took him a little.
16 yards rushing in this game.
Yep.
18 for Duke Johnson. He got the lone touchdown at the running back core.
Another touchdown. Another touchdown.
Titans, Mariota threw a pick, although he had a pretty good game.
Yep.
DeMarco Murray continuing his resurgence. 65 and a touchdown.
If you're the Titans, would you trade DeMarco Murray?
I honestly don't know. That's tough because I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
Would you keep him and kind of build your team around him a little, be one of the key components?
They have Derrick Henry.
They do, but Henry hasn't shown really much. He is the future back of this team, but Murray looks good, and you could get a lot of value for him. You could.
Yeah, somebody will take
him. Running back needy team will take him.
Yep. Okay, the Eagles went to went to Washington. They dropped their second pick, and the Eagles have. And well, let's say Carson Wentz only had 179 yards passing. No
He just
touchdowns.
kind of hit that rookie wall. in
Yeah,
terms of
no,
pass.
we realized that. And Kirk Cousins again throwing another interception.
Kirk Cousins special.
Yep. I was in those special teams specifically.
He's got 9 touchdowns and 6 picks on the season.
This is most
Matt Jones is a
definitely.
monster game. 135 yards and a touchdown.
Yep. Smallwood. Willie Smallwood had the touchdown for the had the big touchdown. It was the only thing about it, the Eagles didn't score an offensive touchdown. They only scored on defense and special teams. That was because of a bad pick 6 by one Kirk Cousins.
The Kirk man?
Yep.
The
Oh, by the way,
Kirkster?
that pick 6, Chris. Do you like that? Do you like that pick 6?
Do you like that?
Do you like that? No.
Yes, I do like it. Wendell Smallwood had the touchdown.
Yep. Miami and Pittsburgh. I can't believe it, but Miami Dolphins won 30-15. They couldn't stop
Arguably the biggest upset of the season.
Jay Ajayi.
Jay.
Jay Ajayi. 204 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Unbelievable game from him.
Yep.
Arian Foster.
But
Arian Foster had 3 attempts for 3 yards.
biggest news coming out of this game, though, is, of course, Ben Roethlisberger, who tore his meniscus.
They said that injury is going to be 4 to 6 weeks now.
4 to 6 weeks. He'll be out for 4 to 6 weeks, which is bad for the Pittsburgh Steelers because now the division's kind of wide open.
No, it's massively wide open
Now it is. Especially. They still have the best receiver in the game. They still have one of the best running back in the game.
Yeah, even
Not
Antonio Brown's kind of hit a little bit of a wall.
Yep.
But,
You understand there's going to be some natural letdown.
yeah.
But they should not be losing to the Dolphins. This is Pittsburgh Steelers. They should not be losing to the Dolphins. This is a really sloppy.
Absolutely not.
A really sloppy game.
Somehow Miami won it.
Somehow Miami.
And Jay Ajayi won it, actually.
J.J. The Lions. The Lions have actually looked good for the past few weeks.
They're 3-3. I mean, they've looked competitive, and they've, Matthew Stafford looks good.
Matt Stafford has only thrown 4 picks. 14 touchdowns, 4 picks. That's actually really good touchdown.
4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns in this game, no interceptions.
Yep. Case Keenum had over 300 yards. I can't even believe that. I didn't think he would break that plateau.
3 touchdowns and a pick, of course, like a Case Keenum special loves to throw those interceptions.
Mm-hmm. Of
Of
course,
course, 36 shots by Kenny Britt, 2 touchdowns.
Golden Tate. For all your fantasy owners of Golden Tate, he finally delivered something. Unfortunately, he was cut from my team.
165 yards and a touchdown.
Yep.
The old man himself, Anquan Bolton, got a touchdown.
Yeah. So overall, a good win for Detroit. They can challenge maybe for the NFC wildcard.
And now they can. It's kind of open now.
It's
Green Bay struggling.
With Green Bay struggling. The Eagles are struggling. The Giants are struggling. Everyone's struggling.
And speaking of the struggling Giants,
They
they
won.
got back to 500.
Yeah, they won.
3-3.
Odell Beckham Jr. 222 yards, 2 touchdowns. He absolutely and 2 excessive celebration penalties. A marriage proposal, a sex tape with a net. He had sex first, then he asked me to marry. Hey, keep up the absence here. Around here.
I'm okay with it. He wants to go marry the kicking, and he can go marry the kicking man.
Kicking Ned's lives matters. Damn it.
Eli Manning still threw 2 picks and 403 yards.
Yep, and 2 of those are complete bombs.
200 of those yards at Odell Beckham Jr.
Yep.
Should have 22 naturally. That's Odell.
Which is good. Good win for the Giants. Bad loss for the Ravens, who have now lost 3 straight.
Bad team. Bad team. No touchdowns from Flacco.
2 touchdowns for Terrence West.
Terrence West looks real good.
Yeah.
Nothing else more to say about the Ravens because they are a bad team.
They have here's what they have. They have a coach. That's about it. A coach can only get you so far. You need talent as well. You need a combination of both. All right.
That's the game that everyone thought was going to happen. The Bills absolutely murdered the San Francisco 49ers 45-16.
LaShawn McCoy, 140 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Isn't it sad when Colin Kaepernick leads your team in rushing and passing yards? He's not a fucking running back.
Charles Hyde did not have a good game.
Tyrod Taylor went 17 of 26 for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. A.J. Manuel came in and went 0 for 2.
Yep, that was a game that, like, the Bills have won again, which, to be fully honest, we saw that coming. We saw the Bills beat.
They have a pretty soft schedule coming up, and they should win this game.
They should have won.
They should win this game,
and
we'll get to that next one.
Yeah,
when we get there. But Shady McCoy, unreal. 140 yards off 19 attempts.
Yep, I think the Bills might puke on themselves again. It's coming. It's coming. It's a Rex Ryan team. But the Bills, they're 4-2, and
someone found Torrey Smith finally. He's been found.
And maybe
the expensive contract that is. He had a touchdown, 76 yards.
And he'll probably make a splash in the wild card. They could be a wild card team.
They could be the 4-2 right now.
Yeah, they might, but I don't see them maybe keeping it up for much longer. Next up, the Patriots. Tom Brady's return home against the Cincinnati Bengals.
It's not a very weird, very slow game.
No. I thought this game went by pretty quickly, but it just was tale of two halves for the Patriots.
Yeah, exactly.
They did not look good in the first half. The Bengals were driving up. I wouldn't say up and down the field because they only scored like what?
1 touchdown.
They only scored 10 points, right?
Yeah, they had 2 offensive touchdowns.
No, I'm saying they only scored 10 points in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 7. They only scored 7 points in the first half. So the Patriots defense is keeping them out of the end zone, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is something I like. I like they're not giving up many points, but they need to get off the field.
Exactly.
They need to get off the field.
And the offense is there. James White had 7 attempts for 19 yards and no touchdowns, but he had 2 receiving touchdowns. Thank you, Mr. White. Thank you for doing that on my fucking bench.
James White, not so White. Rob Gronkowski trainer.
162 yards and a touchdown. Just the one play that he had when he caught the ball and just ran over everyone in front of him.
Okay, so I guess we can talk about this, like the personal fouls on Gronk, which that was just because of what he.
I have to say this one thing.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened to Julian Edelman?
They don't look in sync. Him and Brady are not in sync.
He just looks like, even in general in this season, he only has 261 yards off 28 receptions and no touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is going on with him?
They're not in sync. I think it's something with the foot.
It could be, but yeah, he is not look good.
All right, I want to talk about the personal fouls though. On Gronk, let's see here with Gronk. Like, yeah, that was the right penalty because Gronk did, taunt.
Yeah.
After he got the ball. Vontaze Burfict on that hit on Martellus Bennett. Normally that's a fine, like I would say that's a fine, but judging on this guy who has so much talent. Do you realize that Vontaze Burfict is one of the most freakish athletes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's just he doesn't have it up here.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That's what caused him to slip in the draft.
Yeah. No, he wasn't drafted.
That's what I'm saying. That's what caused him to slip. Like he was an undrafted. It's not like he wasn't an unknown commodity. He was a known commodity coming out. I was surprised that he didn't get drafted.
Yeah.
And
it's because of character issues.
It's because of character issues. And if he didn't have those character issues, he would have been a top 5 pick.
Yeah, and think about it. A guy in this league, in the NFL, where they will draft murderers and known convicted felons.
Yeah.
Adam Jones, Aaron Hernandez, Greg Hardy.
Yep.
They draft those guys, but this guy they won't. They won't even touch that damn football. So yeah, well, a good win for New England. They won 35-17. They just turned it on in the second half. The defense really improved in the second half.
Oh yeah.
But definitely with Dante Hightower just being a monster. I think that's what happens when he's fully healthy. You can be that kind of dynamic player.
And Leonard Roberts, he's really good.
Now, I think this game was televised, not nationally, but I think it was, if people getting stuff on Fox. I think this was the main game on Fox.
It was, holy shit.
Yeah, I think it was. I'm not entirely sure, but you had everything in this game. You had a massive comeback by the Carolina Panthers.
Yep.
Even though they ended up losing. It was dramatic at the end. Saints win 41-38 over the NFC defending champions. Panthers. Cam Newton, 322 yards, 2 touches to the pick. Drew Brees,
unbelievable.
465.
I mean, he did throw a pick, but Besides the interception, holy shit, did he have a phenomenal game.
Yep.
173 of them went to Cooks. Hit a touchdown. Michael Thomas had a good game, 78 yards. Kobe Fleener, 74 yards on a touchdown.
Jonathan Stewart, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cam Newton rushed for a touchdown. Newton threw 2 touchdowns, one to Ferguson and one to Ed Dixon.
Yeah.
This was just a game of offense, like pinball numbers. But the Carolina Panthers lose again. They're 1-5.
The fraudulent Panthers.
They're 1.
Fraudalina.
They're 1-5. That's just. This team is like showing no confidence. All right.
Zero confidence.
Next up, the Chiefs went to Oakland. I'll have you have the floor. This one's you were wearing the Derek Carr jersey. They got to a bad start.
That's a really bad start.
Yeah, a bad interception.
I'm gonna say this. This fucking defense sucks.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of it in the offseason. Thought they would do good. Drafted them in my fantasy league, and you know what happened? They sucked.
They are the worst defense against the quarterback.
Yep. They are 32nd league in pass defense.
Yep.
Pretty horrible. I can guarantee you, I'm making a statement right here.
Go ahead.
If their defense is it doesn't get better and they play pathetic against the pass defense, 2 major signings in the offseason will be released in Sean Smith and Reggie Nelson. I'm guaranteeing it.
Yep.
Guaranteeing that's going to happen.
Does it shake your confidence that they'll make the playoffs? I think they will, but I think they'll
especially with the expectations that they had to not make the playoffs.
I think they will make the playoffs, but I think they won't get far.
Oh,
they might get to the division. Maybe they can get to the divisional round.
Depends if they're facing the wild card.
Yeah, it depends if they either win the division, which right now I think they're in the lead. I think they're in first, or they're tied with Denver.
They tied with Denver.
So they would have
They face Denver soon coming up too.
Yeah, I think they would face I think they'd be the number 2 seed right now. I'll take a look. Just go on and keep talking about it.
And it's just absolute disappointment from beginning to end.
Yeah, so they would be tied for the 2nd seed.
So this is the numbers that they've given up in total since the season started. In points. 34, 35, 10, 20, 27, 31, 26. Against the Tennessee Titans, they gave up 10 points.
Yeah, so that's not. I don't really. You should be getting about 10 points in that team. But yeah, I think this team's a young team, and I think they were bound to have a hiccup soon. So they're 4-2. For the first weeks, they're 4-2. That's good.
Khalil Mack finally got his 2nd sack of the season.
Yep. But this defense, you really have questions. I really do have questions.
That's major league questions.
And how well they can play.
I had so much hope and faith in this team to begin the season. I still do. Haven't lost any faith in this team. It's just the defense is just non-existent.
Yep.
When it comes to pass defense.
Cowboys and the Packers.
Wow. Got some Packers news coming out of yesterday, they traded for Nile Davis.
Yep.
From the Kansas City Chiefs, and they placed Sam Shields, their number 1 corner, on injured reserve with a concussion.
Ezekiel Elliott, 157 yards rushing. Dak Prescott, 3 touchdowns passing.
He did the first pick though.
He did.
He didn't shake his confidence though.
Nope.
He looked tremendous in this game.
Yep. Aaron Rodgers, 31 of 32, 294 yards, a touchdown, and a really, 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 really terrible interception.
There's been questions going around about him. Is it the after effects of Deflategate, do they affect him?
Yeah, because he's one of those guys that likes the ball overinflated.
He likes the ball overinflated since Brady got caught with underinflated footballs now.
Yep. I don't know, just a rumor to throw around.
Just a rumor to throw around because he's had such an Aaron Rodgers-like start to a season.
And think about it, though, it's been the timeline matches.
Yep.
He's not been the same since I want to say week 6 in Denver last year. But they absolutely destroyed him. He's only held for 7-8 yards passing.
Yep. He's had a really bad year.
He's had an awful year so far. And maybe it's more on him because he's having bad reads. He's also bad talent around him. I wouldn't say bad flow. Nelson looks a step slower. Devontae Adams and
Montgomery had 10 receptions. He had his first 10. I think it was the first game of the season.
Yeah,
he had 10 receptions for 98 yards. And he also ran the ball a couple of times for 6 yards.
Their running game is non-existent. Their pass defense is deplorable. There's just a bad
pass defense is bad because they don't have anyone.
Yeah, it's just
when you lose your number one corner and your number 1 and 2 corners on the season,
yep.
it becomes difficult. And especially since Demarius Randall's playing with an injury still.
Yep.
And it's tough once you lose your number one. Sam Shields is a fantastic corner, but he's always hurt, and you're relying on a young guy like Demarius Randall, only second year in the league, to become the number one, and it's not working, and everyone in Mateus Gunter is bad. Keeps getting burnt.
All right. So, big question on this next game. Was that pass interference?
That was pass interference. I loved it because Julio Jones didn't get any more yards.
Yeah,
he went off on me.
Yeah, that was not pass interference, and the interception was not Matt Ryan's fault. Jones dropped the ball.
Yep. Jones he batted up in the air.
Yep.
And it got deflected once and then landed right in the hands of Sherman.
Yep. Richard Sherman, he threw a hissy fit. He did. He threw a hissy fit.
Yep.
On the sideline.
That was funny. That was really, really funny.
And they got him bad times up, and they made him.
He got in the face because Chancellor was out.
Yep.
In that game, and he got in the face of Cam Chancellor. It was wicked funny. I thought it was hilarious. Just to show you how undisciplined their team is. And then they were not really, kind of undisciplined, but then they had their leaders on the team step in and fucking separate them because they were about to come to fucking blows. And they jumped around for some reason.
Yep. Or then Earl Thomas had the interception.
Earl Thomas got it. Earl Thomas also separated them along with KJ Wright.
Yep. So Seattle picks up the win at home against Atlanta. Big
2 touchdowns from Michael. Huge game for me.
Yep.
Everyone thought that at the beginning of the season, this is gonna be Rawls' job.
Yep.
Rawls has been hurt, and really Christian Michael took the job and really showed that he can be a starting running back in the NFL because he's been really good.
I'd say
it's 354 yards and 4 touchdowns on the season.
Good win is a good win for Seattle, who are now back in first place in the division. I think, or they're tied for first place. Yeah, they're tied.
Are they tied?
I think they're tied with the Rams first. I believe that's what it is. You can take a look at the standings. Right?
I gotta find it because they redid the whole fucking the whole app.
Yep. Yeah, they're in the NFC. Just flip it over to the next.
I was gonna say, where the hell did they go? Yeah, they took the lead.
Okay.
4-1. Rams are 3-3.
Okay.
Cardinals are 3-3. That's all deadlocked for second place.
Yep. All right. So, question: did you go to bed after Indy was up 23-7?
I had the game on in the background. I know it's a crappy game because my dad watches all football games, but he didn't have the Sunday night game on. He was watching Hitman instead. So, because to show you how much he didn't give a crap about that game.
Yep.
But and I had it on. I was watching YouTube. That's how much I cared about this game, and just had it on as background noise.
Yep.
Essentially, and then didn't care.
Brock Osweiler is terrible. He's just awful.
25 of 39, 2 touchdowns and a pick.
Oh
my God!
23-9.
Lamar Miller got a touchdown.
He did.
First touchdown of the season. He had a monster game again. Yep. I can't tell you how many times Lamar Miller has had over 120 yards rushing with no touchdowns. Mm-hmm. It's been a recurring theme for him. But
the Colts had a 23-9 lead with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left, and they blew the lead. They absolutely blew the lead.
Typical Colts.
Yep. Fedorowicz had a big touchdown. I think Vontae Davis made a bad read, bad jump on the ball.
85 yards on a touchdown. How many yards did he get on that play?
10. I think it was like a 12 or 15 yard touchdown. But the Colts blew the lead, and the Colts are just not. These teams are just not good. Another bad prime time game.
71 yards for DeAndre Hopkins.
It was a good last 2 minutes. If you tuned in, if Tebow time. We tuned in the last 2 minutes into overtime. That's
the one thing that irritates me the most is that your number one receiver is out receiving yards by a backup tight end.
Christopher Lawrence. And by the way, with Andrew Luck, I'm sorry. He's the biggest wasted talent in the entire league. And I mean by wasted as like the team is wasting him.
And he's locked up for many years.
Yep.
Many years.
I think
Many years of
Sean.
shit. He's locked.
I think Sean. What's his name? The announcer there from Monday Night Football, not driving.
Oh, Sean McDonough.
Sean McDonough put it best. This is why the ratings are down.
Yep.
Games
Sean
like
McDonough,
this.
the former commentator for the Red Sox. Way back when, before Osceola.
28-3. Cardinals beat the Jets 28-3. David Johnson, 111 yards and 3 touchdowns. Dude's a beast.
Unbelievable.
Dude's a beast.
Can't stop him.
No.
You really cannot stop him.
Ryan Fitzpatrick with another interception in the red zone. Geno Smith had to come in and had another interception. Penalties.
And that's your starter next week, Jets fans.
Geno Smith. I know. You don't want to see it.
He threw a pick.
He threw a pick. Ready? You want to know the Jets' first, ready? 3 plays. Punt. 4. Punt. 3. Punt. 7. Field goal. 3. Punt. 3. Punt. 6. Punt. 3. Punt. 12 interception. 9 interception. Yeah, no, this is really bad football. And really bad penalties. Penalties, like, just
field goal, punt. Interception.
Yep.
Crappy. 3 points they can muster.
Yep.
What did they get last week? How many? Like 6? Or they got like 16 last week, I think, right?
I want to tell you, all of the penalties here.
They got 13 last week against the Steelers, and now they mustered only 3 this week.
Alright, let's see here. Come on, there has to be...
They got 19 points in the past 2 weeks.
Yep. They've just looked terrible. I can't seem to find the... here it is, penalties. So, there's no way there was 23 penalties total and 19 accepted.
That's insane.
Terrible football game. 20-3. The Jets lose again in this week against
1-5.
the Gauntlet. 1-5. The Jets are, and the Cardinals have bounced back.
Ryan Fitzpatrick 1-5.
Ryan Fitzpatrick 1-5. All right, here we go. GS question mark maybe the next Namath. There, I'm trying to get it out of them. All right, let's get to the games today. Time for the picks. Chicago is traveling to the struggling Green Bay Packers. It's not going to matter. The Packers are like Bears.
They will beat the Bears.
I'll take the Pack.
Take the Pack.
Then we have a London game.
Oh yeah, we have the 9:30 game today. Not today, because it's Wednesday.
Well, that's tonight.
So,
Giants Giants and Rams in London. I will take. This one's tough. These are two bad teams.
You're the Giants.
I
like Odell.
Yeah.
The man crush on Odell Beckham.
I like Odell. Hey, don't go to bed here yet. She'll come after you.
Sorry.
I hear she has a problem with hitting people in the head. I will take the Giants.
Giants are the better team.
Yep. New Orleans going to Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Going to Kansas City at home at Arrowhead.
This one might be an upset though.
It might be, but I think
we should do like an upset of the week.
Upset?
Like,
yeah.
Pick like an upset of the week, or just a random team.
Buffalo and Miami. I'm gonna take the Bills, but I'm not gonna be shocked if they win and lay an egg.
Yeah.
All right, Baltimore traveling to the Geno Smith and the Jets. I think the Ravens will get back on track.
I think they will too. The Giants, the Jets suck.
Oakland and Jacksonville, 2 years.
This is painful. This is painful right here.
I'm gonna take Oakland.
Fuck, why? As soon as I found out they're facing each other, I was like, this fucking kills me.
Yep.
Gonna have to go with the Raiders in this one. Fuck.
I was gonna laugh if you picked the Jaguars. Like, then what did you wear that one for?
I do have both. I do have both. I do have a Bortles one too.
Yep. Minnesota, Philadelphia. I'm gonna take Minnesota to go.
Minnesota.
I'm gonna take them to go 6-0.
Do I think they're a better all-around team?
They are.
They are
Defensively,
they're a great all-around team. It's just not better than the Patriots all around.
Cleveland traveling to the Bengals. I'm gonna take the Bengals.
My upset.
You're upset? You're picking Cleveland?
They're gonna get a win finally. They're gonna pick them every week until they get a fucking win.
Yep.
And then I'm not gonna pick them.
Colts going to Tennessee. I'm going to take Andrew Luck and the Colts bounce back after that bad loss.
Putrid defense by Tennessee really kind of helps them out there.
Yep. Washington traveling to Detroit. I'm going to take the Lions at home.
Lions.
The Bucks
Win by Tampa Bay here, easily.
I would take Tampa going on the road to San Francisco. San Diego going to Atlanta. Atlanta just bouncing back after that bad.
Atlanta will bounce back in this one.
That bad loss. Pittsburgh in New England. This would have been a very interesting game. Unfortunately, Ben is out, so I'm picking the Patriots.
Yep. I'm not picking against the Patriots ever. So
the Seahawks are traveling to Arizona. This really is a toss-up. So I am going to go with the home team. I'm going with the Cardinals.
Seattle. I think Seattle's a better team.
Houston going to Denver. I'm actually going to pick Houston.
I'm going to go with the upset and go with Houston.
I'm going to go with Houston as well.
Because I don't think Denver has the mental capacity to handle this.
No, it's something that's a capacity. I just don't know who's the quarterback. The quarterback. It's the problem. All right, so fantasy picks of the week. Let's go. I think I went first last week. So
yeah, quarterback. Andy Dalton versus the Cleveland Browns.
All right, I'm actually going to take Joe Flacco going against the Jets D.
Yep, that's two good options. I mean, it's going against Cincinnati. It's going against Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland's the Battle of Ohio, pretty bad. Cleveland's got a terrible defense.
Yep.
But they've been in games.
They have.
To their credit, I mean, they're 0-6. It certainly doesn't really look like it. But they're definitely scoring more points than they did last year.
Running back.
Going through the matchups here to see where.
I got mine.
I got it.
Yep.
LaShawn McCoy. That's Miami.
Okay. I'm going to take Devontae Freeman against the Chargers. Receivers and tight ends.
I like Shady. Too much to not pick him.
Yep. Wait. Receivers and tight ends. That's what we're doing.
I like Shady too much not to pick him.
Yeah, no. Who's your receiver and slash guy in the league? Tough one, isn't it? I'm torn between two.
Gronk.
You take Gronk?
Yep.
All right, so thank you. Thank you for picking that one. I'm going to take Amari Cooper going into the Jaguars. All right, finally defense.
Patriots against Pittsburgh because that's...
Because of Landry Jones?
Yeah.
Man, I don't like any of these matchups defensively.
There's one of the matchup I could see.
Let's see. Oh, but they both were defense against the Jets. And Geno Smith.
I was thinking either Cleveland too. Also.
Oh, Cleveland. Yeah, I know Cleveland, but that's too easy. It's too easy. Well, we're only 32 minutes in, so that's gonna do it for us.
A quick show. I don't even realize. I was looking at my phone. I was like, "Holy shit, we finished really early."
Yeah, we are actually gonna finish this within an hour, and I didn't even shoot the bottle yet.
Not even.
There we go. Daily shot.
Nope. Yes.
I gotta get closer, you know? Alright, so that's gonna do it for us.
Gonna do it for us. Check out Wrestling Fortune 44. Where, of course, as per usual, if you subscribe
to us.
Come on! You'll notice us by now.
Hopefully.
We're on the show.
Yes.
It's great. Subscribe to Wrestling Fortune 44. Give it a big thumbs up. Mm-hmm. We need more thumbs up.
Thumbs up on the show, please.
Please, we need thumbs up on both.
We need
likes. We need likes. We're very unliked.
You know what we need? We need viewers that are not us. We're the only ones watching the show.
I don't know how we have 6 subscribers. I think we made 6 channels. 3 of us. 3 combined. 3 each.
Alright, so I gotta get up.
Well, we'll see you next Wednesday. Well, not next Wednesday. That's when we do it. But yeah, whenever John uploads it, probably Wednesday, right? Roughly.
Hopefully.
Who cares?